Let's talk about how to change your cycle of spending into a cycle of saving.
If you feel like the opportunity to spend money lurks in every corner, you are not wrong.
There are more ways to spend money now than there ever have been before. And we were right there. Felt like we were trapped in a cycle of mindless spending. Well, in this video, we're going to tell you how we broke away from that trap and how we went from a spending mindset and changed that into a saving mindset. And believe me, it had almost immediate impact on our bank account.
If you don't know us, I'm Larry.
And I'm Hope.
And we're from Under the Median, where every week we bring you videos on practical frugality.
The first step we had to take was to track our money.
Yeah.
We would get to the end of the month and look at each other and go, so where did all the money go? And I don't know if you've ever felt like that, but it's bewildering on one level, but it's very frightening on another level where you feel like you have no control over the money that's going out. You know what money's coming in. You're earning a paycheck. There's money coming in. But where it went after that, it seems to be kind of a mystery. So we figured out we've got to track it.
There's always something uneasy in the area of the unknown. And unless you're tracking your money specifically, it is an unknown component. You don't know where it's going or what you're doing with it. So tracking it puts that down in paper in good black and white.
So super easy 3 steps. You're going to track every single penny you spend for 30 days. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, but really, it's not that big of a deal. You just get a notebook and you just write down on a piece of paper at the end of every day, where did you spend money that day? Once you get that down on paper, then you look at it and you start analyzing, and you will discover that it pretty quickly, it fits into some neat and tidy spending categories. And that, my friend, is the beginning of a monthly spending plan or a budget.
Just that first step of tracking it helps me to not spend money, because I think, oh, if I got to record it and write it down, do I really need that item? And it starts me to thinking about whether I really want to spend that money or not, and really want to tell Hope that I have spent this money on this item. So tracking it is a great first step in this.
Now, the other thing that we discovered in this process, now trust us when we tell you this, as bewildered and anxiety-provoking as it is to see your spending habits on paper, it is far more awesome and empowering when you start to see your saving patterns build on paper. And when you start to see that savings build up, it is super-duper encouraging.
Yeah. Step number 2, create specific goals around spending and savings.
We always think of a budget as being something that sort of categorizes everything we spend and it puts limits on it, right?
Yeah.
But in addition to that, you should also have super specific savings goals.
Yes.
Because if you don't, what happens is what we call the big pile of green money mistake, where you'll get some savings and you'll think, oh, look, there's money there, we can spend it.
On anything.
Yeah, which we did. We have done it. That's why we tell you not to do it.
Right.
So if you put boundaries also on the savings and say, this is what I am saving toward, not only that, when you add that statement at the end of it, we call that our so that statement to the end of any financial goal. So your financial goal is going to be very specific. It's going to be time oriented. It's going to be attainable. It's going to be reachable. It's going to be something that you can track. But in addition to that, when you create one of those goals and you say, so that, what is it about paying off that MasterCard bill? What is it about paying off that debt? Is it the feeling you're going to get? Is it the freedom you're going to feel? Or is it that you can put that money towards something else that is super important to you? That is your so that statement. It's also your why. Why are you doing this? Because that is what's going to keep you moving forward when it's just a drag and you feel like either you're never going to pay off the MasterCard or you're getting really tired of trying to hustle to make extra money to pay on that MasterCard.
So the nice thing about creating goals for your saving objectives is that it gives your savings a purpose. It tells you why you're saving the money and helps to, as Hope mentioned, motivate you to stay with it, not just do it for a short period of time and then quit because something comes on the horizon that you want to buy.
Now, once you create your goals with that "so that" statement attached to it, you want to make sure that you're just not leaving that goal sitting there.
Yeah.
Because let's just say you have a goal of, I will cut my restaurant spending by 50%. It's a great goal, by the way.
It is, yeah.
It is a very attainable goal. But the question is, how are you going to attain it? You have to have some action steps, we call them.
Yes.
3 to 5 action steps is plenty, guys. Underneath that goal, you're going to list 3 to 5 ways that you are going to get from where you're at to what that goal is. Are you going to pick 2 days of the month? Put them on the calendar. We're going to eat out on the 15th. We're going to eat out on the 30th.
Yep.
They're on your calendar. That's the only time your feet are going to hit the inside of a restaurant or eat restaurant food because, yes, going through the drive-thru does count. It's restaurant food, guys. So restaurant food in any form on the 15th and the 30th. There you go. That is one of those action steps. You can also do things like you can prep all your food on Sunday night. Prep it for the next week to take lunches to work.
Meal planning.
Meal
That's
planning.
Meal planning.
Yeah, you can create a menu plan, a weekly menu plan.
Yeah, there you go.
Any of those sub-steps are going to help you in reaching the goal of cutting your restaurant expenses by 50%.
And that's just one example of so many areas that you can put your savings to action in.
One of the things that happens when we start talking about this is people say, okay, I'm getting the idea. I'm going to switch from a spending mindset to a saving mindset, but I have no idea when I'm looking at my personal spending habits, where can I cut back? Because it all seems pretty essential, right?
Yeah.
I wrote a guide to cutting your expenses. It walks you step by step through each one of the large areas that I talk about, and I give you checklists. It is a free guide to reducing your expenses. I'm going to make sure, guys, that there's a link in the description of this video.
Also, once you start really seriously tracking what you're spending, whatever your goals were to save up, say for some expenses on your house or your car, you might not be spending all that money. That then become extra money that you can put toward your savings. Before we move on, I just want to encourage you, if you're enjoying this video and you're getting something out of it, make sure you hit the like button. That helps YouTube to spread this around more and get the video in front of other people who would benefit from watching it. And also, if you're not subscribed to our channel, subscribe, and that way you'll get these videos coming to you regularly every week.
Step number 3, this will surprise you. Challenge yourself.
Yes.
We realized in the process that we had our spending under control. We're starting to save money, but we were kind of doing it, lackadaisically. We were doing it the easy way because it didn't feel like it was really that painful. And I guess that we needed to really challenge ourselves to go deeper, to go a step further. So challenging yourself is that next step.
One of the ways that we did this was that we participated in a no-spend challenge. I think you've heard this phrase from other channels, so we're not the only one that talk about no-spend challenge. But a no-spend challenge is one way that you can isolate down what you're spending extra on that you really don't need to. The first thing you do in a no-spend challenge is you only spend money on things that are absolutely necessities in your life, like your groceries, your gas for your car, what you absolutely have to get by, and the unnecessary things take a back seat. And this helps you to sort through what's important and what is not.
We are huge fans of no spend challenges. In fact, I had so many viewers that said, would you please do a guide to no spend challenges? And the answer is yes, I will. And yes, I did. I offered it last month as a special bonus for our frugal finance planner. But a lot of you contacted me and said, can I just get only the no spend challenge guide? And the answer is yes, you can. It talks about 5 different types of no spend challenges in depth, and it gives you all the forms, all the information you need to successfully complete any one of those 5 challenges. You just need to read about them and pick the one that's going to work best for you right now. There are daily check-ins that help you figure out how much money you spent, how much you saved, and sort of what your mindset was as you went through the day. We have some forms in there that you can print off, stick them on your refrigerator, and you can color in areas to show how much progress you are making on your goals when it comes to that no spend challenge. The no spend challenge guide, there will be a link to it in the description of the video, guys. Go check it out.
The fourth step that you can take is make a list of things that you can do without spending money. Now, there are so many things that we can do that don't cost a lot of money.
What happens is we get in such a pattern of spending money, and we find that spending money has become synonymous with our own entertainment.
It has.
And to break out of that, you have to substitute something that also brings you joy so that you're not sitting around twiddling your thumbs thinking, I wish I was doing anything except sitting here twiddling my thumbs. So make a list. This wound up being a really fun part of the process for us, was discovering all the ways that we could have fun that didn't cost us any money.
And that might mean going for a walk. For me, it means riding a bike. It might mean for me playing the piano and doing some music. There's just so many things that we can do that don't cost anything. We can sit and read a book. There's always books probably around your house that you've never opened up and read. Well, these are things you can do without spending any money.
The fifth step that we took, and this was, I think, equally important, was that we learned really quickly we were not looking down the road. And that is part of that spending cycle that you get into, because all you do is look toward the next day or the next Starbucks or the next new thing you're going to wear. It's that next new thing. Well, that next new thing isn't going to last very long. The thrill of buying it isn't going to last very long, but the thing itself probably isn't going to last that long either.
That's right.
It's not taking a forward look on your finances. It's not looking down the road.
So, as Hope mentioned, if we take a forward-thinking pattern toward our savings, we'll think about retirement. We'll think about maybe a vacation we want to take, maybe in a couple years. Maybe we like to really save up a good amount of money to take a major vacation. Maybe there's some events that are going to happen in your family, like a marriage or a celebration of some kind that you need to save up extra money for. This allows you to think ahead and plan for those things.
And that alone, that thinking down the road, that will help you to switch from that spending mindset to that saving mindset.
In essence, what we're talking about are some simple frugal living habits that will help you save money. If you're interested in a video that really talks about this in depth, we have it right over there.